Did you know that you claimed this? What? Pokemon art? Nah. Ja. Doch. Das ist ja wohl irrelevant. Ja. Reicht doch. Contract on. Point being. Then you know I can turn my emotions off. No, down my sociopathy, please. Sociopathy. 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 Yeah, sociopathy. No. Okay. Socio-occupancy. So, sociopathy. No, sociopathy. No. What? Sociopathy. That's pretty much it. It's so fair. Just from a different point of view. What? I view justice as all in guiding, encompassing, all throughout likeness of power driven, essential, manifest by idea of knowledge to degree of exchange to oneself or the surroundings, which can be oneself, which is me and you, which is not myself, but without you are not myself. Meaning, basically, point being is, love is last year. Besides the point, point is a different one. The crush is eternal, but only on you. And that is rule by everyone. You can't have a crush unless you love the person. I'm sorry, man, you're wrong. Point being, I have a problem here right now with you. You didn't let me finish. So, knowledge, Pokemon art. Did you know that if I am a Suicune, yeah, which I am, did you know that the basic idea behind immortal justice is power? I am a power. Yeah. No, you have to. But besides the point, did you ever listen to Razorlight? Yeah, I know they stole a lot of stuff, but it's besides the point. No, I agree. And besides the point, completely. Nee. Tape geht nicht richtig. Ne? Tape. Lass sich nicht aufeinander legen. Versuchen es anscheinend zu rollen. Ah. Naja. Never mind. Point being, if I am a Suicune, all-encompassing justice is law of life. Without it, a stable society, nothing happens. But, it's a stable society. But further, an all-encompassing guide view in the world makes you invulnerable, but also able to sin completely. What? Meaning, you're out of justice of society. But you need to act morally by natural law. Natural? Yeah. Meaning, the point being is of this argument that if my actions would cause good karma, I would be a driving force for justice in society, even if I don't want to or have any influence ever. Why? That goes for everyone. That's my sense of justice. I don't exclude myself from that. I think that's all-encompassing and all-knowing and basically not God. That's you. Well, yeah, I'm God, but I'm dead. Good. No, our father is God. Yeah, and Goddess is mother. Yeah, true. Point being, I have a different problem here. The basic reasoning is that idea of justice is good, and for that it spirals people into good. By any knowledge we would ever give to a person, the person doesn't need to become good, but it spirals good into existence, if we are good. if this holds true. Why? Because evil cannot do one thing. It cannot cause. What? Evil can change, manipulate, variabilate, and even cause effect, but it cannot cause a late cause. What? It cannot do it. It has a simple reason. If you would be evil, you would view the world as something you don't want to interact at all. If you don't want to interact with people, like certainly prefer only your company and one of our kids and so forth. But that's not the point. What? The point of idea. The point of idea is here a whole different one. If true that I would be good and you would be good, all knowledge would derive a cause and effect from surroundings uninspired. The second premise true. That the knowledge we portray into existence would be uninspired, but therefore causing inclinedness with nature, or better said, in abundance, by natural imbalance. Therefore, because we are balanced also as a couple, we would bring good into the world, but we could not do that if we would be one and the same person. What? Yeah. So now the proof of that. If our actions are good and spiral good into existence by correlating off to evil, a natural law in identity for possibility of perspective, and true that we only exclude each other to each other by inclusion, but only include ourselves, then point being would be, if that true, God's actions would inevitably be, even by unknowingly default, not the responsibility of any of them. God's interaction with anything whatsoever. Joint is almost rolled. That's weird. God's interaction for any idea whatsoever with his wife would inevitably lead to the best consequence, unless he's harming himself and her. Small law. Furthermore, if there would be any proof of God, he would make himself known and her. The Adam and Eve story is proof. What? Yes, it is. It's an ontological proof of that. Doesn't matter. Proof is lying here in the gnosis of process by Christianity, meaning without influence of Carl the Sick. We have a big problem. The point being is that the idea of Adam and Eve as a created being is irrational by default of the Bible. But that's not the point. This in existence portrays something to develop knowledge in idea. Meaning, if God true, then God would inevitably, invitably exercise will by natural law in nature. Therefore, universe must uphold one law, opposites. If opposites are true in the universe, even on a magnetic macroscopic level, meaning, if you don't look at the microscope but at the reflection towards the microscope, meaning opposites are derived from the external archetypical ideas that contradict and conflict to each other in a chaotic environment that is stable in itself. We really have an argument to make that is yes, that is very very important, very very important. If God and universe true even as a simulated reality, but then even more. Adam and Eve would still be alive, and that would be a metaphor in the Bible that they're dead. But that's not the whole point of idea. The whole point of idea is something completely different. If the idea of God, self-sparked by himself in creation towards his wife, would be true, which would be decided by Adam and Eve, not that, but as a metaphor by God lifting them up, because that can be the one who ruined the garden. Then these gods could exist to all degrees. It's not a perfect God, but perfect to itself and everything that upholds its rules and doesn't need to be around you. But that's beside the point. It's not a personal God. Point being would be something different. If that holds true, the God and his wife, or goddess, and her, would be intertwined by each other, to each other. Then, the interconnection of them would be known by injection of poison to the belief system upholding the ideas of striving environment, meaning enlightenment to surroundings uninspired by their power, because that's the most just way, unless evil is permitted by degree of no knowledge and no better knowledge, but then still some weird laws hold. This is first a proof, meaning that something in the world must hint at some supernatural phenomena that cannot be explained. And this phenomenon must be so known and well regarded that you cannot discuss it away. And I'm not talking about drugs here. It would need to be in plain sight and not the Paracelsus argument. That was a joke. Anyway. Point being is that the natural forces of the universe would be enough proof. Drugs would be enough proof. That's not what I mean. If it holds true that they intertwine, connect each other, to each other, etc. pp., then the idea of an imperfect god or goddess becomes irrelevant, because it's true. Following up into the question of would there be a god or a goddess? Now this could be due to respect or any other circumstance, but a lot of people say there's not. Now, I hold God as a metaphysical concept as well, but we're talking about these two beings right now. And I'm that personally. I don't have goals. Anyway, the point being is that there is a lot of weird stuff regarding marriage. And that I don't need to know about the world. I can simply know it. I don't know the laws right now, but I suspect something. But that's not enough proof. I need to make this proof more obvious. But this is just a consequence of their actions. If it would be in fact the case that their actions would spiral you into good, their knowledge cannot be known. They cannot interact with the world unless in circumstance. Following up to self-degreement, meaning your essential creation towards yourself, meaning no interaction whatsoever, to degree, of course. Now, that's not the truth. They could intervene with messages. Fair enough, it's not real. Now we come to the proof. If they interact with each other, there would need to be an underlying cosmic universal melody. There would need to be something in the universe that rings their frequency by natural idea, without knowing. You would need to know that there is something like them. That every sound the universe makes, every interaction with anything of them, makes the same sound. And I'm not talking about the Fibonacci spiral. Why would that be the case? because the creation of this manifestal illusion would need to be proof of them without they couldn't do anything or anything against it. Now, if you open the cigarette box, which is an illusion created by my contrast, that's why it's different now. Now, same movement, this house, this illusion. That sounds different, right? Point B. Everywhere in the universe, it's obvious. The Paracelsus argument holds true there. It's an illusion. For the betterment of everyone. The point is not that. The point is there is a frequency of them, but it's not them. If you're imagining that, it's already a sin. That goes against them. But why would this frequency, the one I speak about, now from the cigarette box, sounds different now, even with the same force? This has an underlying tonality, unlike Bach. Not the Bach Merijaianes Kaleo. What? Yeah. I want to freestyle right now. Okay, I repeat it. It's not good. That's the point, wouldn't matter. I was really not that good. Wow. Häng an deinen Lippen wie eine Nadel, ganz normal. Den Zigaretten eben gerade. Auf nochmal, kein Plan, wohin ich starte. Wie Feuer, Bach, halbe Kanne. Woche. Karate, Kariate. Point being is, if all of that would be true, that there is an underlying frequency in every tone the universe makes, that would conflict with physics in all degrees. And that's so obvious. If you know something moves, that cannot be true. If you know something moves, it simply cannot be true. It cannot be the same tone. You know that the sound there is different than here. So time is relative at all. That means variable. And therefore never linear, unless you excel to something. Either death or life, but not necessarily somewhere where you want it to be. It's your decision where you are, not theirs. As on always, but they need to be protected as always. Well, that's why the angels are there. But not moving necessarily. Point being is a different one. There's a big fundamental problem with this. You also need to speak to you. All of this is irrelevant. It's all you. That's not the point. People can use it for evil. Necessarily. Not true. But that's not the point. The underlying frequency of the universe is what makes the frequency. It's not the frequency itself. It's the surrounding intervals that also make up a perfect pitch. It's the same idea. You basically see a frequency in the universe. It's made up of frequencies that don't differ anywhere in the room that you are by degree of illusion. Meaning, it always makes the same fundamental noise. Completely that one. And that's okay, because that is the result of them unable to conflict with each other to the degree of immortal life. Why is it the case? Because everything else is negated and creation happened. Oh, yeah.